Imagine waking up tomorrow and then discovering that someone else has been making your most important decisions for you. Consider what that means. Where will you go? What goals will you try to achieve? Which opportunities will you seize? And which ambitions will you give up? Most people will find this concept very, very frightening. And what if I told you that for many people, that someone is not a higher power or even someone that's giving wide guidance, but fear? Fear controls what you try to do. Fear controls what you avoid. Fear controls what you accept. And fear controls what you decline. And over time, fear can take over your future. The Bible tells us in the second book of Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Fear is not from God. Fear makes choices for you. It limits your chances and it determines your path. And the more you let fear influence you, the more it shapes your life. Please, I want you to stay with me for a moment. I have an interesting story to share that may resonate with you. Later in this video, I will tell you about a man whose intense fear almost made him miss a great opportunity that changed his life. This story shows how fear can shape our choices in a surprising way. Before we finish, I will also ask you a question. This question can help you find out whether fear has been secretly influencing your decisions. Fear often creeps in quietly rather than bursting into the scene. It starts with a single doubt or a small hesitation. Then comes delay and the excuses we make to avoid taking action. And over time, these small decisions add up and shape our future in ways that we might not want. Fear will whisper softly in our ears, urging us to hold back. Wait a little longer. It is not the right time. You are not ready yet. You need to learn more. What if it does not work? What if people judge you? What if you fail? As we listen to these thoughts, we shift our focus. Instead of asking, what is God calling me to do? We begin asking, what feels safer for me right now? Yet, God's best plan for us often lie outside our comfort zone. Joshua 1:9 tells us that, have I not commanded you? Be strong and be courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. This is why fear is dangerous, not because it makes us uncomfortable, but because it can keep us from what God wants us to do through us. Let us tell you a story about a man called John Wesley. Before John Wesley, an English cleric, theologian, and evangelist who became a principal leader of Methodism, emerged as one of the most influential Christian leaders in history. He struggled with fear and uncertainty in his early ministry. During a particularly challenging period, John Wesley questioned nearly every aspect of his faith and his calling. He wrestled with self-doubt. He wondered whether he was truly equipped or effective in his calling. He felt deeply ineffective, wondering whether God could use him to make a meaningful difference in the world. But after returning from a challenging missionary journey that had not gone as he had hoped or he had planned, John Wesley felt deeply discouraged and defeated. Many people in this situation might have chosen to give up, allowing fear and disappointment to dictate their lives and make their decisions and determine the outcome of their stories. However, John Wesley refused to give in to these emotions. Instead, he continued to seek a deeper relationship with God. he dedicated time to deepening his faith and focus on personal growth, hoping to realign himself with his purpose. John Wesley underwent a deep spiritual development, and it grew more personal and focused on God's grace, which he had previously only understood in the abstract. This shift profoundly shaped his life and his ministry. From that moment on, God worked through him in a remarkable way, igniting a spiritual revival that transformed many, many, many lives and communities in England and worldwide. Consider the impact if fear had succeeded in persuading John Wesley to abandon his calling. Imagine if discouragement had completely overwhelmed him, taking control of his narrative. The course of history might have taken a dramatically different turn, and one in which his contribution to Christianity might have never materialized. The notion of fear as a formidable force remains relevant today. Fear often surfaces precisely where there is a purpose and great potential. And the greater the potential for impact, the stronger the temptation to step back and retreat into safety. Yet, John Wesley's story is a powerful reminder that the fears we confront today need not dictate our future. It is God, through his grace and his guidance, who ultimately shaped our destiny. One example in scripture is when the Israelites stood on the brink of the promised land. God had already promised them victory over their enemies and planned to meet their needs. He assured them that the land would be theirs. However, when the spies returned from scouting the land, most of them, out of the 10, focused on the challenges they had seen. This was their report to Moses from the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verses 27 to 28. This is what they said. So we entered the land that you sent us to explore, and it is indeed a bountiful land, a land that is flowing with milk and honey. But here is the kind of fruit that it produces. But the people living there are powerful, and their towns are large and fortified. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Fear can easily take over our minds and change how we see things. Instead of trusting the blessing God had already given them, we often let our worries take our control. This fear can lead us to choose what feels safe rather than take the bold step that God encourages us to take. So because of this fear, a whole generation of the Israelites missed out on the blessing that God had in store for them. This is an important lesson for us today. Fear does not change God's promise. It only affects how we respond to it. Many of us find ourselves at our own promised land, contemplating new opportunities. This might be a new job. It might even be a chance to serve in a ministry, or even a start of a new relationship, or simply a fresh start. But just like the Israelites, we can let fear creep in. We can let fear make us think, what if it goes wrong? But in response, God reminds us, what if I am with you? His presence can guide us and give us the strength to face our fears. This support helps us reach full potential and receive the blessing that is meant for our lives. Here are some of the things that fear steals from you. Number one, fear steals opportunities. Many people believe that missed opportunities stem from a lack of skill or ability. However, most opportunities are lost because fear prevents us. Yes, it prevents us from taking action. Number two, fear steals our confidence. Fear often tells you that, oh, you are not enough. You are too young. You are too old. What if you fail? And over time, people start to believe this. Number three, Fear steals growth. Everything in life grows and improves through movement and change. When we let fear control us, we miss opportunities to learn and to grow. By embracing movement, we create space for new opportunities and experiences that enrich our life. Step number 4, fear steals our peace. By making us focus on the worst possible outcomes and scenarios. Number 5, fear steals purpose. Many dreams go unfulfilled, not because they cannot succeed, but because they never get the chance to start. And often fear stops us from taking that first step. The Bible tells us in the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ. Why? Because he's the one that strengthens me. I'm going to show you 5 practical steps to help you take control of your destiny. Step number 1, identify what you are really afraid of. Fear often grows stronger when we do not talk about or understand it. The first step is to identify your fear. Next, share your fear with someone you trust, such as a friend or family member. Talking about it can help make it feel less overwhelming. Then finally, take some time to pray or to meditate. This can give you the strength and the clarity that you need to deal with your fear. By naming and exposing and seeking support for your fear, you can take control of it instead of letting it control you. Step number 2, replace fear voice with God's voice. Joshua 1:9. It says, have I not commanded you? This is God talking. Be strong and be of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This verse reminds us to face our fears with boldness and with courage. And by focusing on what God says, rather than on what fear tells us, we can find the courage to step into our lives with confidence. Step number 3, you focus on the next step. You do not need to see the whole plan or the whole path. You just focus on being obedient to what needs to be done today. Step number 4, remember God's faithfulness. Think about the tough times that you have faced and how God helped you through them. The same God who guided you in the past is still with you, ready to help you with whatever challenges that you are facing or you're going through today. Keep on trusting in Him and know that you are never alone on your own on this journey. Step number 5, move before you feel ready. Most people often feel unprepared for what comes next. However, faith is built through action. It is important to take action and move forward rather than wait for the right moment. At the start of this video, I promise to ask you a very important question. And here it is. If fear were not a part of this situation, what will I do? Take a moment to reflect on this. Your answer could reveal how fear has been affecting your decisions and your future. Once you see how fear has influenced you, you can begin to replace it with faith. This change can help you make better choices and take steps toward the life that you truly want. You might be standing at the edge of something great and something important. Could be a dream, or a calling, even an opportunity, or a chance at a fresh start. Yet, fear may be telling you to stay where you are. But I want you to remember, staying stuck is not God's plan for your life. Embracing change and moving forward is part of what you are meant to do. In Isaiah 41:10, we read, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This verse offers a strong message for anyone feeling afraid. It tells us that God is with us when we face our fears. God's presence is the key here. It does not mean our problem will disappear or that life will always be easy. Instead, it shows we are not alone in tough times or during tough times. Knowing God is with us helps us feel stronger and more confident. When we understand that He is with us, we can face our fears with boldness and with courage, knowing that we do not have to go through this life or this journey alone. So this week, face a fear that has been holding you back by taking one small step or one small action. Make one phone call. Reach out to someone you want to speak to. Say one prayer to help focus your thoughts. Fill in one application for a new opportunity that has come your way. Have one honest conversation that brings clarity. Or take one small action that feels right for you right now. Each of these actions is a step forward, however small it may be. Embrace the challenge and see how it helps you grow, helps you move, and help you expand. Fear can affect your present moment, but it does not have to control your future. Trust God and take that step forward. If this message has inspired you, please subscribe to Spiritual Keys to Success and join our community. We support each other in growing spiritually, facing our fears, and moving forward with God with strength and boldness. And I want you to remember, fear may speak to you, but God has the final word. God has the last word. May God's love, peace, and favor overflow in your life like never before. You are more blessed than you realize. It is your time. Let's